Dealing with difficult customer situations is tough and can be even more challenging when there's a language barrier. Utilizing LSA's professional interpreters will eliminate this barrier, helping you communicate clearly with someone who doesn't speak English. Today, we'll show you how to work with an LSA interpreter to set expectations with customers, as well as review a few common things to expect to ensure clear communication among all parties. In this example, a therapist is preparing for a mental health assessment with a Mandarin-speaking patient who is suffering from a serious mental health disorder. An on-site interpreter is present to assist the therapist and patient throughout this process. The therapist believes that the interpreter can assist the patient one-on-one in completing preliminary paperwork. Leaving the interpreter and patient alone together is contrary to accepted industry standards of practice, and in this setting is a safety concern because of the patient's mental health state. The interpreter's only role is to be an impartial conduit for communication between staff and patient.
Please help Mrs. Lee complete her intake paperwork while I get my files together. I'll be back in a few minutes to begin the assessment.
Well, actually, I'm not permitted to be late.
请打电话给我先生，告诉他我在什么地方。请马上给我先生打电话。
What's going on? I just asked you to help Mrs. Lee complete her paperwork.
An interpreter should never be left alone with a patient, particularly in a behavioral health setting. It can be a safety concern, both for the interpreter and the patient, and it poses an ethical dilemma, since it potentially jeopardizes the interpreter's impartiality. The interpreter's role is to assist the therapist in completing the patient's paperwork, not to coordinate this effort one-on-one with the patient.
I tried to explain before you left that I cannot be alone with the patient. I may only interpret between you and her while you complete the paperwork. If you read assessment questions in English, I will interpret them into Mandarin for the patient.
I understand. Thank you.
Before we begin, the patient has requested that her husband be notified of her presence here.
We called your husband, Mrs. Lee. He will be here soon.
我们给您先生打过电话了，李太太，他很快会到这里来。
谢谢。
Thank you.
Let's complete your paperwork first, okay?
我们先来完成您的文书工作，可以吗？
可以。
Yes.
Are you currently taking any medications, Mrs. Lee?
您目前在服用什么药物吗，李太太？
没有，我上个星期停了我的药物。
No, I stopped taking my medication last week.
Remember, some very simple steps can be taken when working with LSA interpreters to ensure a great outcome when communicating with an LEP. Keep this in mind when working with LSA's interpreters in the future.